Did Six Flags Fiesta Texas just announce the best family coaster in the world? Let's discuss. Hello, welcome to Coastin With Quayz. This is going to be an analysis video, and I'm going to talk about the brand new for 2027 roller coaster, Werewolf Gorge. And this is going to be going in at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and it's going to be a Vekoma multi-launching family coaster. I have to start by saying that I am all on board with modern Vekoma. When you look at the family coaster lineup that Vekoma has, you have things like Big Bear Mountain and Dragon Flyer at Dollywood. You have their Vekoma family boomerangs. And then on the thrill side of things, you have things like their tilt coasters, Siren's Curse, and then the super boomerang, something like Flash Vertical Velocity at Six Flags Great Adventure. So the more and more Vekoma that's out there, the better. And I think that Werewolf Gorge is going to be a great addition at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. I have not been to Fiesta Texas, but I do know that that park is built into an old quarry. So many of the roller coasters kind of dip from the quarry top down below and really interact with the quarry wall. It looks like Werewolf Gorge will not be dipping back and forth between the quarry wall, but it does have a difference in terrain or elevation on the terrain. So that's something that I think is going to be really interesting. Before I talk a little bit more about my feelings on the ride, let's take a little bit of a look at the ride itself. Fiesta Texas did provide a little graphic that shows some stats and things like that. So let's take a look and see what that's all about. This family coaster by Vekoma is going to feature 4 launches. And that is absolutely crazy for a family coaster. You know, when I think about a family coaster with multiple launches, I think about something maybe like Quantum Accelerator by Intamin, and that features 2 launches. So this is going to feature 4, which is going to be great. The park says that there's going to be 32 floater airtime moments. That is a ton of airtime. And I'm sure that they're not going to be crazy airtime moments, but even still, that means that this track is going to be going all over the place, and I think that that's really cool. It looks like the highest part of the ride is about 40 feet off the ground, but as I did mention before, it will kind of go through different terrain. So the highest part of the ride will be about 80 or 85 feet taller than the lowest part. So I think for a ride like this that's going to stay pretty low to the ground, that's going to be great. And it has a top speed of around 45 miles per hour. So it's not going to be too fast, but it's not going to be too slow. For kids or for families, it's going to be great. And I think with an interesting layout, it could be a lot of fun. I think if we were to compare this coaster to anything, the closest thing to it would probably have to be Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. This is another family coaster or multi-launching family coaster by Vekoma, so it is the same manufacturer. One of the major differences here is that Big Bear Mountain features 3 launches, whereas Werewolf Gorge is going to feature 4. Another difference is that Werewolf Gorge is going to feature a rollback moment. Everyone always talks about the famed rollback on a Stratocoaster like Top Thrill Dragster, and how with Top Thrill 2, you actually always get that rollback. There's going to be a rollback on this ride, which is going to be much less intense and not quite as tall as what you get on Top Thrill 2. But I think for younger riders, this is going to be a really cool experience because it will introduce them to that element on a coaster. And then when you combine that with the multiple launches, the dynamic layout with all the twists and turns, it's going to be a really, really cool ride. In my opinion, I think that this ride looks like it's going to be better than Big Bear Mountain. In the Sizzler video that they did release, it does show that there is going to be some theming. I hope that this isn't just something that the park has put in the video. I do hope that this is something that we see on the actual ride. They announced this ride under the full moon, so they're really kind of pushing the werewolf and nighttime theming of it. So I really hope that that's something that shines through. with this ride staying really low to the ground, I think that having tunnels and sheds and werewolves and creatures kind of all around interacting with the ride, it could provide an awesome experience. So those are my initial thoughts on Werewolf Gorge. I can't wait to get to Fiesta Texas to ride this coaster. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is this something that you're looking forward to at that park? Or do you think they should have went with something a little bit more thrilling? I think it's perfect for the park. And I also think that this looks like it could be the best family roller coaster out there. For me, right now, that's Big Bear Mountain. And since this looks better than that and more dynamic and has more elements, I think that this is really going to top that. So like the video, let me know in the comments what you think. And until next time, keep on coasting.